insurance and health and what to bring, shopping essentials in Netherlands, the Duo Welcome Package. We'll also be talking about uh, reaching from Schiphol Airport to Delft and how do you reach from Delft to the student housings here. And then finally, we would be talking about the SIM cards and what are some of the precautions you should take. And then it would come to the RP and BSN. We would also be talking about ISA membership and then eventually ending it with the question and answers from the questions that we've received from you guys on the form that was shared in the Admits 2025 group. So I am joined here with my colleagues, other colleagues from ISA. A few of them are also joining online. Yeah, so we can go to the next part. So, firstly, coming to the flight booking, we did see that you had a lot of questions regarding when to book and what to book. So, just we thought of mentioning some of the basic tips. One of the most ideal thing is to book the flights around 6 weeks before traveling, or of course, some of you are keeping a watch on different websites and different ticket prices on the ISA group as well and have been updating it. So it would be really nice if you can take advantage of these prices. The second commonly asked question was the fact, uh, I think someone's mic is on. Could you please mute it? Yeah. So the next part is that you can also book your flights without visa. You don't need a visa to book your flights. One of the other questions that was constantly recurring on the group. And then some of us have also used VPN before to book our flights from India because this is the intense travel season in Europe and India. So the flight prices generally see like it's always higher when you're trying to book from either of these places. So we would recommend you use a safe VPN, and it can sometimes also be up to 10,000 rupees lesser in cases. So also take note of that, and maybe it could help you out. And always check for the student pricing. Play like carriers like KLM, they have a separate student option before choosing itself. So while you're booking the tickets where you have to put in the places, you can also select yourself as a student because this is not shown separately later on. So with this, the advantage is that you get a 23 plus 23 plus 10 kg options to carry your luggage. And this is also given by a lot of other airlines like Air India and Emirates. So just make sure you can carry as much as luggage that you can from India along with you. Next. So Alina will be taking over about the visa appointment details.
So yeah, I hope you guys can hear me. Uh, so the as you all know, you don't apply for your visa. Delft applies on your behalf, and you will get a mail saying that the IND has approved your visa. And then once you receive that mail, you have to book your MVV appointment in any of these three consulates. And you can, when you go to this websites, the website that is here, if you go there, you can see how you can book the slots and which sites you use to check for the slot availability. Once you book your appointment, they'll send you a mail asking asking the documents that you have to carry. This is from my email that I got last year. Your MVV application form and two passport size photos, which has to be in certain dimensions, which is again in the website. Then valid passport and the copy of the front and the back page and the copy of the IND approval letter, which is basically the mail that you get that your visa is approved. Now, once you submit your once you go for your appointment at the consulate, once you submit your passport, you cannot collect it in person. It's mostly sent to you by a courier. So before you go to the appointment, you have to book a pickup slot with DHL, and then you have to carry the tracking number with you and fill it in a form. So which will again be sent to you when you get the mail. So then your passport gets sent back to you via the courier. You cannot go and pick it up, but you should not be worried. It never gets lost. Yeah. So like last year, a lot of people had these worry that what if it gets lost. It doesn't get it does it won't get lost. So yeah, that's about the visa appointment. But I'll put this links in the chat for you to check later about the photo dimensions and the website where you can check for the slots and everything.
Uh, Hi. Yeah, I'll be talking to you about health insurance. To put it broadly, health insurance can be split into two different kinds. Firstly, you have international student health insurance, and then you have Dutch public health insurance. Now, why do we have two of them? Well, international student insurance, as the name suggests, is very easy to get, very accessible. It's for international students. It's cheaper on paper at about 40 to 50 euros for the basic plans. And it also usually covers a wide array of what do you call it, issues that you may face. It'll include medical, it'll include travel, it'll include, some of them will include liability for theft, some of them will include a few other things. All these are shared on an Excel sheet, which I think we have already provided. If not, we will send that over now. uh, Not to mention that you have options. You can choose between AON, Insure to Study, and they all have tailor-made programs for students. However, feel free, like, you can look into your own requirements based on how risky you feel the place you might be living in is, or like your work is. If you're working in workshops more, then it might be better to take a better plan where you can get hurt. So that is up to you. Like, you have to look at how your lifestyle is suited for that. Following that, if you actually do get hurt and need to well get a claim, or firstly go to a doctor, you need to be registered with a general practitioner. Thankfully, there is a general practitioner in Delft which is made specifically for students. That won't be an issue for you. You can register for it. I think you might need your BSN for that, so do that after you get your BSN. And claims are also quite hassle free. You don't need to worry as much. You can just go to the GP, get it done. They'll bill you, but then you can just file a claim with your company, whichever provider you have, and usually they don't cause a lot of issues. There are a few caveats to that, which you should probably pay attention to when reading the fine print. For example, if many providers, if you are under intoxicated state, do not provide insurance to you for whatever may have happened after that. So be sure to go through these things. Don't just sign it just like that. And don't worry about the time it takes for the insurance policy to activate, because more often than not, it just takes 2 to 3 days for the policy to activate, even if you don't make the payment. That is there for AON. I'm not sure about the rest, but usually they're quite fast. And yes, since they do include travel insurance, be sure to keep it ready about a week before you fly out. Moving on, why do we need Dutch public health insurance? I will explain that to you in the next slide. So, assuming that you get a job as a TA or a RA or any university pays jobs, I mean, other jobs also require you to switch over to a Dutch basic health insurance. But for now, let's limit it to TA RA because I can explain the process to you a lot better. So when you pick up a job, you no longer have international student insurance because you're now getting paid, you're paying taxes, so you have to be on the Dutch basic health plan. So once and if you get a job, then the same providers oftentimes have provisions for you to switch over to a Dutch basic health insurance plan. And it's quite hassle free again. It, however, on paper costs a lot more. So these basic plans can start at about 140, 150 euros and go all the way till 180 euros a month. However, there's this thing called the allowance for health insurance, which you can get, which amounts to about 130-ish euros. So in the end, if you choose wisely, you can actually get a cheaper Dutch basic health insurance than your international student insurance. However, get a job and then figure this out. Till then, you can stick with the basic international. There's no issue with that. They will cover all of your problems. And the transition can be covered by an entity called FlexDelft. FlexDelft is a part of TU Delft. They make sure that if anyone is getting a job within the university's premises or jurisdiction, They will assist you in making they will make the contract for you, they will be paying you, and they will also be making sure that you're on the correct insurance plan. So don't worry about that, they'll take care of that. However, if you're not working in a university job, for example, if you're working at a supermarket, Yumbo or something like that, then you won't be able to avail their services. However, there's still a student-run body, so you can send a mail. They'll reply to you very nicely. They'll tell you what to do and whom to contact, and that will be the end of the story for that. All right. Moving on, we'll now be dealing with what you should bring. This will be taken over by Dheeraj.
Yeah, so I'll talk a bit about what stuff it's you want to bring here, what you don't want to bring, and what you get here from Duo in case you have housing via Duo. So, well, you have to bring your clothes and some shoes. Make sure that you have a couple of pairs of formals and some light winter wear. Don't go for the really heavy stuff that you wear for skiing or other stuff that you can get here at much cheaper rates at much better quality. So save your luggage weight. Get some clothes that you think can tide you through maybe weather that goes down to 10 or 12 degrees with slight rain. Uh, and as you know, Europe runs on a different type of charging plug that's called the F type. There are a lot of options available on Amazon. So just buy a couple of packs. They are not too expensive. If I remember correctly, I got a 4 pack for 500 rupees or something. Then as for your electronics, if you already have electronics, your laptops and stuff, be sure to get some extra chargers and cables and connectors because getting that stuff here might turn out to be expensive. But if you are planning on buying your electronics here, no issues. You can figure that out once you are here. An important thing to carry with yourself is a small toolkit, basic stuff like screwdrivers, Allen keys, because you will end up needing them. Maybe it might be to fix your bed. Maybe it might be to fix the handle on your pots and pans. So yeah, bring a small toolkit. Another thing is that you should get some AA and AAA batteries with you, but there is a issue where you cannot bring whole packs of them through Indian immigration. If I remember correctly, some of my friends did try to do that, and he had a 10 pack of AA batteries. The check-in agent made him throw out about seven of them and keep just three. So yeah, think about how you wanna get it. So don't waste money on that. Uh, no matter what you're going to cook and no matter what Duo supplies you with, please get a pressure cooker and get one that is induction compatible because even an induction compatible one can be used on a gas stove. And do get extra gaskets and safety valves. That is really hard to come by over here. And even if you can get it through the Indian stores, they are much more expensive than they need to be. So, well, when you come here, the first week is going to be pretty weird for you guys. You'll be getting used to all of the climate and the culture of Delft and Netherlands at large. So, carry with you a small quantity of rice, pulses, some masalas and stuff that will at least allow you to make some dal rice or sambar and rice while you're here or whatever is your comfort food. Because trust me, that first week you're gonna need a lot of comfort. So yeah, don't carry large quantities. Maybe half kg of rices and pulses should do you well enough for at least a couple of weeks. Masalas and spices you can get one box of each, whatever suits you. An important thing here is to stock up on Indian snacks because that is something that you're going to miss a lot. So yeah, grab your I don't know, bhel or whatever. You'll miss them. And bring some ready to eat stuff. Like so I brought rava dosa mix. I brought some tamarind rice mix. So that's what I like to eat. So yeah, maybe get some Maggi or some sort of ramen or something. It'll help you on those cold mornings. The next thing I would say is pack a medical kit of sorts, something that will cover basic kind of things like cold medicine, painkillers, if possible, some muscle relaxants, acidity stuff. Just go to your sorry.
Antibiotics,
Yeah,
prescribed
yeah.
antibiotics.
So, in general, just go to your GP. They will probably have a better outlook on what all you might need over here.
And just add on to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can speak from here.
You can just
Okay.
speak.
So just to add on to that, the antibiotics thing is quite essential here because they generally don't prescribe antibiotics here in Netherlands. So make sure to ask your doctors and your dentists. Yeah, make sure to ask your doctors or your dentist to already give you antibiotics so you can always use it here upon their prescription on like on phone or on video call.
Yeah.
So that is one very important thing. Things like your wisdom tooth pain, you never know when it can pop up. So just be prepared for that as well.
Yeah.
Not to mention they're also much cheaper
In India.
in India, and also
Because I know it's a tablet called as Azi 500. It comes for about 30 rupees in India. It costs about 10 euros here.
Not just the cost, even the power.
Yeah, it's very it is very low powered here.
yeah.
So next up is will bring your personal hygiene stuff, whatever you want. I won't elaborate. You know what you need over here. Just make sure that you get your trimmers because they are unbelievably expensive here. Stuff that you get in India for 3,000 rupees, you get it here for 130 euros. I don't know whether it's made of gold here, but yeah, just get your stuff from there. And if you guys wear spectacles, please have a couple of spares. They are literally made of gold here. So the pairs can go up to 200 euros just for the frames.
Right.
Just for the frames. Glasses are additional. And I have no clue about the cost of contact lenses here. If maybe we can find some costs for them, we can update you guys on the WhatsApp group for them. Since you guys are studying your engineering degrees, hopefully, you will need your scientific calculators. Don't go for the graphing calculators from Texas Instruments. They are usually not allowed for examinations. I personally use a Casio 991EX. That is, it is enough to cover even the most advanced of classes. So even a normal calculator will do you well through your 2-year degree. And the winters here can get very lonely because a lot of people will travel home and you will be, if you stay back, you will need something to do. So do remember to get things for your hobbies, maybe your guitars or whatever. Maybe you like to play board games. You can get them if you want to. Next. So, yes, as I said, before coming here, do go to your GP and your dentist, get any minor procedures that you need to get done completed, and get a prescription from them stating XYZ medicine is for XYZ problems. Because it usually does not happen that border security stops you for your medicines. But if it does, you should be able to explain what that medicine is particularly for. Next up is certificates. It is advised that you carry your originals and leave a copy at home because what are you going to do leaving your originals at home? What is it leaving them back there? Then this is for the passport control section in Schiphol or wherever you are immigrating. Have a couple of copies of your enrollment letter and your housing contract because the border security agent might ask for them in case they feel some suspicion on you. Usually it does not happen, but better to have it just in case. Also, once you apply for your insurance company will present you an online copy of your insurance card. Get two copies of it and preferably get it laminated helps it last longer. You can just chuck it in your wallet and just not worry about it. Uh, uh, the next point about passport, well, yeah, if you've left your passport at home, I'm sorry, you're stupid. But other than that, make sure you have at least one form of Indian ID here, because preferably it should be a driver's license, because till you get your RP, you need something to use here and there if you need to identify yourself. In case you're not eligible for a driver's license yet, or you don't have one, an Aadhaar card will do. But again, yes, the driver's license is the best one. Next point is, well, get your haircuts because they are pretty expensive again here, like everything else. Haircuts can range anywhere from 20 to what, $40. Yeah. And you don't want to spend that much on haircuts, trust me. Uh, get Shave your head off if you want. Yeah, yeah.
For women, the starting price is what, 80 euros for a haircut?
25.
Okay.
Simple haircut, na? Might be.
Okay.
There's one more thing. For the women here, it's really advisable to also get your eyebrows threaded, and get those eyebrow trimmers, because here threading is like 20 euros each, and if you want to wax your eyebrows, it's around 25 euros.
Okay, we will address all the questions in the questionnaire and the chat at the end. So let us get through our presentation first. Next up is the Forex card. We won't suggest you to get this particular card or that particular one. That is up to you and how what you prioritize. But a general advice is that carry about 500 to 700 euros in Forex on the Forex card, and about 2 to 300 euros in cash. This is because it will tend you till it will help you spend till you get your BSN and your account set up, because that might take a couple of weeks once you get here. And some advice for the cash, which I didn't follow and ended up paying for. When you are at the exchange, try to get as much change as possible and try to keep the denominations below 20 preferably, and below 50 if they cannot do too many 20s or 10s, because trust me, here you getting change is pretty hard. Netherlands is a card based economy. They are slowly trying to cut out cash. I don't know, but use of cash is pretty rare. Yeah.
In case you come with a bigger note, you can try to exchange at the airport itself at one of those shops. If you're lucky, they'll help you out because that's the only place where you
No.
might get help.
Actually, there is one thing. So in my case, I had gotten about 300 euros of cash. Out of that, 100 was in loose change of 10s, 20s, and 50s. But the guy at the exchange gave me a 200 euro note for some reason. Don't worry if that happens with you. You can go to the ATM once you have your account set up and you can deposit it in. Not an issue. It accepts any denomination.
Yeah.
So don't get tensed if you get a really large denomination note and you can't exchange it earlier. Insurance, yes, Asyut already covered that. Another thing is that it should start on the day of arrival. No matter when you buy it, make sure that you set it on the day that you land here.
On the day of travel. On the day of travel. Not arrival. What's the point of travel insurance if you're not using it?
Yeah,
during
yeah.
travel?
Travel.
All right, yeah.
That's on the day of travel.
Okay, no, my flight was on the same day, so it worked out.
Ah,
for me.
okay.
Yeah. So if you're traveling on an overnight flight, then yeah, start on the day that you leave from India. Yeah, if you need sunglasses here to look cool.
Not just that, but the
Yeah, the sun can hurt your eyes a lot.
When the sun is out.
Yeah.
Which is rare.
So yeah, carry a couple of watches and then sunglasses. You can carry homemade masalas with you in your suitcases. Yeah. Yeah, just check it in. Don't carry it in carry on. Otherwise, you will be put on the no-fly list. And again, you don't need to carry everything. You don't need to stuff your cooker inside your suitcase. You can courier some stuff. like some people like to carry their idli makers or large dosa tawas, you can courier them. There's a lot of options for those. There's the big name ones like DHL, UPS. They usually cost a bit more, but you don't need to pay the tax once you receive the package. In some of the other courier companies, you might have to pay tax once you receive it over here. So just look at or ask the courier company very specifically if you will need to pay and then choose them. I've already said this not to bring your winter wear. So next I'll cover the Duo welcome kit. It If you have got into Duo, congratulations. Your life is a bit hassle free, at least for the next at least till you get here. So the Duo welcome kit comes with two parts, one to cover the bedroom and one for the kitchen. The bedroom one has your pillow. It's rolled into your duvet, so don't go calling Duo in the middle of the night saying I can't find my pillow. Just unroll your duvet. You also have your pillow covers and the duvet covers with it, and you also get provided a fitted bed sheet. You will struggle putting on the fitted bed sheet, so allot some time for that. And don't forget to put on the mattress protector that they give you. It saves you a lot of cleaning money. And in the kitchen, if you so what happens is that sometimes a courier takes some time to reach here. So you arrive a couple of days before your courier. So keeping that in mind, Duo gives you some pots and pans to work with. You get one rather big saucepan kind of thing, and even a wok. So that should allow you to cook most of what you need. You also get some cutlery, one set of cutlery to be exact. They are pretty stingy on that. You also get a single dinner plate, a single deep bowl, a single cereal bowl, and one singular glass. So yeah, we do with that information what you want. You are given a chopping board. It is made of plastic, and if you want to keep on ingesting microplastics, you can keep using it, or just go and buy a good second-hand wooden one. Ayushi can tell you about the second-hand culture here. Uh, Other than that, I will be sharing this a PDF with you guys on the WhatsApp group that will detail a lot more than this. But in case you guys land at your place and want to have a quick cup of coffee, don't worry, they do supply you with 2 or 3 packets of coffee. So just add water and enjoy your first coffee in rainy Netherlands. Some yeah. Yeah. So yeah, over to Ayushi for the shopping essential.
Hi guys. So finally a topic that I'm really passionate about. I can call myself an expert in shopping essentials in Netherlands. And why is it important? Because I was someone who carried 20 kilos overweight and also had 30 kilos parcel from a home, only to realize that a lot of things are much cheaper here. So I don't want you to end up stupid like me and regret it later. So you can save money and spend it on yourself later on. So coming to the next slide. So why is it really important to know what and where you can shop in Netherlands? Because the most important thing, like I'm a very short girl, and here I really struggle in purchasing clothes because the Dutch people and Europeans are quite tall, so the sizing is a bit different. So that is something to keep in mind. And also the weather is like really unpredictable because here in the morning it's very nice and sunny, all like summer mood, and in the evening suddenly it's like a cyclone is over here. So the weather is really up and down. So you have to be mindful on that. And just 3 crisp points what to buy in the Netherlands. Number one, water resistant jackets. Zara and Decathlons have really good ones. And thrifted items, like Dutch are very stingy people, and there's a very good thrift culture over here. So you can find a Sarojini Nagar at every nook and corner of the cities. And also makeup, because for some reason makeup over here is very good quality and cheaper. I'll cover that in the next slide. So first, talking about lifestyle and apparel, so where to shop in Netherlands. So I've divided it into three parts, starting with budget stores. First one is my personal favorite, the store that I cannot live without. Action. You can get everything from socks to stationery, home needs, clothes, everything. Consider it to be the D-Mart of Netherlands. Everything is so cheap. Second is crowdwear. It's very affordable basics. You can get over-the-counter medications, some really good essentials, groceries, all of that. It is kind of like the big bazaar, but a smaller scale one. Then you have mid-range one, which is Hema. So here you have affordable Dutch basics, which is affordable for the Dutch, but I'm not sure if it's affordable for us. Anyways, you get some very, very good quality clothes, towels, snacks. It's kind of like West Side. So yes. And then finally, thrifting. Thrifting is huge. So my go-to app, the app that I cannot live without is Vinted. So here it is like Sarojini Nagar, Sarojini Market on a mobile platform. You can get online secondhand clothes, electronic apparels, everything. And I would really, really recommend not to get a lot of winter wear, because on Vinted you can get winter clothes for very cheap. Like I have personally bought 3-in-1 jacket for 20 euros, fur jacket for 8 euros, and winter shoes for 6 euros. So it's really cheap once you get the knack of it. Best thing. Then you have Marktplaats, which is like the OLX of Netherlands. So here they sell anything and everything. You can negotiate, so that is also good. And third one is student market groups. Like you have abundant number of student market groups. Your flat building has one, then ESN has one, then your local community has one. So join every single one, because you never know, you might end up with free stuff. Like half my room is furnished from free stuff that I got from the student groups.
Just note that Mark Plus also has a for free section, so go read it if you like it.
And then the next part is groceries. So again, groceries can be divided into two parts. Budget friendly, you have Lidl, Dirk, Aldi, and local Turkish shops. Each one of them have their own plus points and weaknesses. So I'll suggest you to visit everyone and get to know which one works out for you. Second is mid-range, which is your Yumbo and Albert Heijn. So Yumbo is there in the city center and it's very near to the campus also, so you can visit. So it has a very great variety, decent own brand products, and it is often cheaper than Albert Heijn. And Albert Heijn is like the biggest grocery chain in the Netherlands. Very good quality but pricier. One tip that I'll suggest you guys is to always choose in-house products, because they are very cheaper, and unlike India, they have very good hygiene control and quality control over here. So you can truly trust, like even if an in-house brand product is much cheaper, the quality is going to be very, very good. And then finally, Indian food, because I parcel myself 30-20 kilos of masalas from home, only to find that it was much cheaper here. So I have suggested two places. One is Bahar. So like I had suggested earlier, Turkish shops are a go-to place if you want cheaper products. So in Turkish shops, you have all the Indian masalas. They even have jalebis, rasgulla, everything. And groceries. And they even have Move, Vicks, everything like Dabur Amla, Patanjali, everything is there. And just to give a quick comparison, your MDH masala is 1.5 euros and it will last you for a nice 1 or 2 semesters. And they also have ready to eat packages from MDH and MTR for 2.5 each. Then you have Nisarga, which is an Indian owned store. So they also have all the Indian masala sweets, and they also, I do think they also sell in-house batters. They also sell samosa, pakoras, that. Then finally, and the best part, something that you all miss in India is Sheen and Temu. So yes. So talking about Sheen, Temu, and Ochama. Next slide, please. Please. Yes. So Sheen, I need not say anything more about it. So Sheen, you get all the trendy, affordable pieces, clothing, all of that. It's really, I would really suggest it for home decor and home accessories, like for small things that will make your life or room much more easier. You also have Temu, which is like the ultra low prices. It's like Snapdeal, Naptol. bags, socks, and homeware. And third is Ochama, which is something new, and it is something that's really popular amongst the Chinese. So apparently you can order groceries, home items, even cookware and decor. But one tip I think is buy small items. So I will really recommend don't spend 50, 60 euros at once, because you never know if the product will be good or if the product will be straight to dustbin. And also read reviews. And one last point will be when you arrive, don't end up ordering everything from Shein. I'll really suggest you to visit Action, because you'll get lots and lots of home decor stuff and home organizing or basic essentials for dirt cheap. Just to give a quick example, you can get organizers for 1 euros. So it's really cheap. So I would definitely recommend visiting that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Ayushi, for this wonderful elaborative list of like shopping. I think I'm sure it's pretty helpful for everyone who's coming here. And now I'll be talking about how to get to Delft from Schiphol, because after like 10 to 13 hours of like flying and like maybe even like going through different airports, you guys would definitely be a lot more confused when you arrive at just to know that is the whole train station of Amsterdam Schiphol is right below the airport. So that is one thing you need to remember. And as soon as you get out of passport control, make sure to use the airport Wi-Fi and download the NS app using and NS is the Netherlands Spoor, which is the national rail of Netherlands. So that is something you need to download. You need to download the NS app and not the NS International. That's one thing to remember. And you can always buy a ticket using the app. And one of the things you need to remember is that you can only use your credit or debit card to do this. Because I'm sure you guys still wouldn't have set up your ideal accounts for this. And as shown in the picture, so if you're directly using a debit card or a credit card, you can always tap to the sensor that is there and it will directly debit if you're not using the app. But if you bought your ticket using the app, you don't have to scan anywhere here, because you only need to then scan it out in Delft. So that is one of the things. But in general, across Netherlands, most of the train stations have a tap in and a tap out. Uh, and at the station, I think Lakshmi will be taking over this.
So, so once you reach the Delft station, hey everyone. So once you reach the Delft station, to be honest, if you're like me and you're really overwhelmed after coming here after the long lines of immigration and you just want to go home, all you can do is you can get those your debit or credit card. If it's tap and pay enabled, just go down, tap into the train, and once you come out, tap out. And the nice thing about Delft is the bus station is right outside. Like once you exit the main entrance, all the bus platforms are right in front of you. So majority of the so bus numbers like 455 or 69 directly come to the campus. And then I think 455 will be a lifesaver because it has a very wide range. It can go even to houses that are typically not there in the campus, like Lestraat or Caesar Frankstraat or places like that. There used to be a tram there, but then now because it's under construction, you'll have to take bus number 50 to go to the home and places like that. But yeah, so again, once you get into the bus, you can use your same debit or credit card to tap and pay. So if you're really overwhelmed about the app and stuff like that, you don't have to worry. Google Maps is more than enough, to be honest, especially once you come here. Just be careful when you get into the platforms. So, for example, platform H and platform I both will show 455 or the bus that you want. So you have to look into maps and see which one goes to your destination. So I did this mistake a lot of times. I took the bus that's going in the opposite direction of where I wanted to go, and then I had to get down and then cross the road to the bus stop. And then, so for example, 455, you have to take the one that goes to Zoetermeer, and that's where that will take you to the campus or the direction that you want to go. Yeah, I think reaching your house. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll take the third part, reaching your house, but I do have a couple of points to add to the at the station part. So here it's no, it's kind of an unsaid rule that you enter the bus from the front entrance and you exit from the back, just so that the driver knows that there is somebody in the bus. Other than that, reaching your house, you will be receiving a mail from your respective RAs. Once Duo shares your contact details with them, you can then arrange a pickup time for the keys. Either if you're arriving during the day, then you can work it out with your RA, or in case you're arriving late at night or you're arriving on a weekend, then I would advise you ask somebody who's already reached Delft to go and pick up your keys for you. This is what I did, but in my case, it was my roommate who picked it up. There's a small procedure for it. You just have to share your ID cards and stuff. It's pretty quick and hassle free. Uh, so once you get that mail from your RAs, you will probably be added to your building WhatsApp groups. I would suggest that you make a WhatsApp group, housing specific WhatsApp group, so that you guys can coordinate amongst yourself. Let's say for Lake Waterstrat, if there are 10 people who are arriving, just make a group for yourself so that one of you can pick up keys for the other, and in general, just help out each other out. Also, it might be that RAs might not be available on weekends, so be mindful of their schedule as well. And well, once you're here at your house, sit down. You have traveled a long distance. You will be tired. Get a practice of drinking from the tap. Have a nice cold glass of water and unpack, relax, and maybe make a packet of Maggie. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
important thing. Again, your RAs will tell you about this. Uh, Preferably don't drink the hot water from the taps. The usual way is that the left knob is for hot water, the right knob is for cold water. Drink the cold water. Use the hot water if you want to boil some stuff, but don't drink it. It's not advised. Also, the day that you reach your house, if you're the first one of your roommates to do so, let your taps run for about 5 minutes. Let all the gunk go through so that you don't get sick as soon as you come to this country.
The hot water thing is not only for Duo, it's all of
Yeah,
Netherlands.
it's for everybody. It's all over Netherlands. It's all over Europe.
All over here.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the particular bus or tram to take, again, you can just use Google Maps for this. But if you still have a confusion, then reach out to the RA. They will be more than happy to help you guys. If they are also of no help to you, then reach out to Duo, no, not Duo, to ISA on the group. Maybe we can work something out for you guys. Next. Yeah.
I just wanted to add on to this. So one of the things, one of the tip that we can give you is always download Delft's Google Map as an offline map, because, for example, you might have an international package, a SIM package or not, which KK will be addressing in the next part. So just make sure to have the Google Map downloaded. And the other thing that we didn't mention is the fact that depending on when a lot of you are arriving to Netherlands or to Delft, some of us from ISA would be coming to receive you in the airport. We just want to make you feel home when you come here. That's the whole idea. So make sure to fill that Excel sheet on the ISA group, which with your travel updates when you're traveling, when you're landing. So maybe once or twice we would be able to come to the airport to assist you come to Delft. So
Yeah, so how this is going to work is that once you guys have filled your dates, we will pick about either 2, or if there's a lot of requests, maybe 3 days as a majority of like how many people are coming on that particular day. and at least one of us will be there at Schiphol to help you guys navigate through. And one of us will be here at Delft station to help you with your buses or guiding you to go to how to go to your accommodations. So yes, do fill the flight detail sheet and your personal detail sheets as well, because that will help us identify you and help you guys out.
And additionally, I would also like to add that, as Neeraj said, if it is a last case, then yeah, you can approach us to collect your keys. But please keep in mind, we're also students. We can't like receive 10, 12 requests per person saying, "Hi, can you please collect my keys?" Like, if it is a worst case and you're not able to find anything else, yeah, feel free. We'd be more than happy to, at least put you in contact with someone else. But please keep in mind that we are also students with a full-time program, so don't bombard us with requests to collect your keys, please.
Talking about the SIM card. So you do when you come here, I would recommend you guys not in buy a SIM card during your introduction program or as a part of your Duo package. You do get a SIM card, which is usually Lebara. So Lebara is a network provider here in Netherlands. But firstly, when you come here, you might have to rely on your Indian SIM. So do go for an international package for like a week or two, because it will take time for you to activate and use your Netherlands SIM card. Uh, Tip, don't go for BSNL. If you have BSNL, just port your number to Geo or Airtel, which is what most people come here with, and it works fine. Secondly, you will even though if you get the SIM card from here, it will come with a minimum package. But for you to add your own package and then eventually keep paying, it will take time because you will need to set up your bank account for which you need your BSN. So it will take some time. Until then, you will have to rely on your Indian SIM card. For people who need eSIM, Simyo is another provider in Netherlands who provides eSIM. Otherwise, you can port your Indian SIM to an eSIM and then use Lebara for the physical SIM. So you can figure it out once you come here. Secondly, one thing which we forgot to mention before is regarding your Google account. If you use Play Store, so you won't be allowed to download the local apps here with your Indian Gmail ID, because things like 9292, Yumbo, Albertine, many of these apps you will need them, but you won't be able to download them because you don't have Netherlands ID. You cannot change your Gmail to the Netherlands Gmail. It's a huge hassle. Some of us tried, but the best thing you can do is create another account for your Netherlands, make a new Gmail ID, and then use the address of Netherlands as your address, and then you will be able to download your Netherlands apps.
For this thing, just check out Google how to go about it. It is pretty simple. So
Yeah,
check it out once and set it up how you feel easiest.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh, am I
What do you
audible?
take?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, okay, I'll be talking about the RP and the BSN. BSN is basically your citizenship number in the Netherlands. So let's start with the easiest one, which is the RP. You don't have to do much. Once your visa is approved and everything is done, you will get an email from the IND, and they will give you three collection dates. You can choose whichever is according to your MVV expiration date or whichever suits you. So if I think for us in 2024, it was August 24th, September 14th, and October 5th were the three dates given. It will be similar to you guys as well, and I think it'll come on a weekend if I'm not wrong. So you won't have issues clashing with your lectures as well. That's very simple. We had to go to Utrecht. I think you guys will also have to go to Utrecht for that. Uh, Pro tip: if you guys are going, just make sure you get a group ticket of 7 people. It gets cheaper for the travel as well. It's very simple. You just go in, you submit your documents. That's your passport and your visa, and then they give you your residence permit. Please ensure once you get your residence permit that it is kept very safe. Because I have had friends who take it in their wallet. Their wallets have been gotten pickpocketed, and then retrieving it is a very big hassle. You have to apply for a new one and all of that. So make sure you keep your RP safe once you get it. The second is BSN. The process is not very difficult, but it should be a priority once you land. So I'll tell you a mistake I did, and I'll tell you not to follow that. So I came on the 7th of August, and I had my appointment for the BSN on 15th of August. So that 1 week I couldn't activate my bank account, which meant I was I was not eligible for a SIM card, which meant I had to use international roaming for that one extra week. And I was reliant on Wi-Fi everywhere I went. So yeah, a lot of hassle if you don't get your BSN done. So make sure you plan it. I will send the group on the link on the group or however is possible so that everyone knows where to book it. I'm not sure if you get an email for this. You get an email anyways for this from TU Delft as well. So if you're landing, make sure your BSN, once you made your Maggie, had a nice glass of cold water and stuff. Next day or the day after, just make sure you go to the BSN, the Hemente office, which is actually in the Delft station. If you're in Reiswijk, I think it's not the Delft municipality or so yeah, I think that will come on later. But yeah, I think these are two things.
Continue.
Okay.
So as Sarvesh is
Ashish,
saying, if you're living in a municipality which is not Delft, and that might happen to quite a few of you because it has happened to quite a few of us, um, it's not going to be as straightforward, specifically with registration with the municipality as well. Now, all municipalities have a rule that within, I think, 7 days or 5 days, you have to be registered with them. However, to be registered with them, some of them require a BSN, some of them do not. So what you are going to do is, if you're not living in Delft, you are going to very specifically find the email for the municipality you're living in, send them an email saying, this is my case, how should I proceed? They will tell you how to proceed based on the municipality you're in. Reiswijk also has a large student body, so I'm guessing that they have a little bit more leeway. I happen to live in a municipality which had very few students, but still they were very accommodating. So don't worry about that in terms of your planning of when to come, when not, like what dates to choose. Don't like book your flight tickets based on this. First, send an email to your municipality, tell them this is my case, and based on what they say, proceed. Do not panic about it. They're very accommodating, and it's not an issue at all.
Even for your microphone.
No, no, you speak.
Yeah.
Okay, even for Den Haag, it is pretty similar and straightforward. You can find the email IDs easily on the internet, on the websites, and there's also an existing procedure of how to go about it also listed on the website. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
One more thing. Yeah. So some municipalities also, sorry, one second. Some municipalities also require you to have apostilled birth certificates. There's been a lot of talk of that in the WhatsApp group. Uh, Again, write to your municipality, ask if they need it. If they need it, get it done 100%. If they say it's not, keep it as a later priority. If you have time and if you have the resources to do it, then do it. It takes 2 weeks. It'll cost you about 2000 something rupees based on where you are in the country. It's done via the Ministry of External Affairs. It's a process. So if you're not living there, if your municipality says that, yeah, we need it, then it has to be done. There is no question about that. If not, keep it as a later priority.
So coming back to the last part of our webinar, this is we are as I say a lot of events, and we are also affiliated with TU Delft. We would be charging a nominal sum of €5 the membership costs for all the admits of 2025. And just to give you a background, why do we need it? So TU Delft requires a list of paid members in order for ISA to be recognized by them as an international student association. So this was something that was also brought to our notice this year. And what are the advantages that you get as members of ISA? So, of course, TU Delft has a lot of Indian students, and you get the opportunity to bond and network. And members only benefit for our ticketed events. So there will be a different pricing, a slightly reduced pricing for the members versus the non-members. And this is also valid for 2 years, which is the time period of your master's program. And when and how to pay, this is something we would also be putting up a detailed WhatsApp message as well.
It is a one-time fee.
Yeah, it's a
You
one
pay once for 2 years.
Yeah. And next, I think we have come to the end of.
No, there's IP still.
Oh yeah,
I can cover it. So, most of you would be already knowing what IP is. So, yeah, so most of you would already be knowing. Sarvesh, mute yourself. Yeah, okay. Okay, so again, most of you would already be knowing what the IP is. We will again stress that if you can, please do attend it, because that is the time that you get to explore Delft, to make friends from various nationalities, and you just get a lot more exposure to Dutch culture and TU Delft culture at large. There's a lot of fun activities that will be happening during that time. The introduction program staff will themselves be holding a webinar. Well, we don't know the dates for it, but they will be doing it soon. You will get a mail about it. Uh, we'll also be having some stalls and then a small event where you can come meet us and each other, have some snacks, enjoy the evening in one of the most beautiful places in Delft. So yeah, please try your best to come here before, at least a couple of days before the IP, and attend the IP. I truly recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I think we can go
Move
to
on to
the
the questionnaire.
Q&A.
Yeah.
As we discussed in the group before as well, we will first be going to the questionnaire. So if you have any doubts that are additional to that, please put them in the chat. We'll address them either by text or we'll address them later if they are not related to what we're talking about in the moment. So yeah, we can start off.
Yeah, I'll start. Okay. First question, could you cover budgeting for living in Netherlands? What should we expect? Okay. So mobile plans, I will only talk about Libara because that is what I know about. So Libara, there's a special package that you get from Duo. It gives you 6 months of 50% off. So the plan that I purchased, I currently pay about 13.5 euros for it, which gives me unlimited calls and texts, free international calling to India, and 5 GB of 5G data. You can fine tune it. You can take 1 GB of data, no international calling, anything.
Yeah.
Alternatively,
Alternatively,
I
I
am
am
running
running
a
a eSIM.
Don't talk on your mic.
Okay, okay.
Mute yours. Yeah.
Alternatively, you can take a eSIM from Holland is New is another provider. So it's a very similar thing. I pay 12 euros a month. I get 15 GB of data, but then I don't get free international calls. However, I get unlimited calls, SMSs within EU.
Yes.
So again, it comes down to your preference because the first SIM I took was a Libara as well, and I was dissatisfied with that plan. Maybe because I got that without a BSN, so it must have been a
Yeah.
lower, there must be some limit.
Yeah. So even with Libara, you get, I believe, 20 minutes of talk time or something like that.
Yeah.
Please don't quote me on this, but you will get some minimal talk time. That should last you till you get your BSN. You'll also have your international roaming pack, so don't worry about that.
And if I'm not wrong, the physical SIM card plans are always cheaper than the eSIM plans.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just repeating what Dheeraj said. It would always be better to get your, in case you're planning to port to eSIM, it is always better to get your Indian SIM ported to eSIM and get a physical SIM card in Netherlands, which would work out much more economically than an eSIM plan.
Next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so next is groceries.
It's already been addressed.
Let me add a point. Oh, okay, yeah.
You can
So
You can
about
talk
this
on
SIM,
mine. It's fine.
okay, so yeah, another thing about the eSIM is wait, I use Simio, and if you have no option of adding
A physical SIM.
I'm just hearing my voice. So
You did.
muting.
Mute.
No,
Mute your
volume.
Mute your speaker.
Hello?
Yeah.
Better. Okay. So yeah, so I use Simio because I had no other option of adding any physical SIM. So if you want to add that, Simio is I think one of the best. They have a partnership with KPN. So connectivity problems are resolved right there. I've traveled around the Netherlands and across Europe as well, and I had no issues with that. Also, Simyo also offers you good discounts. If you recommend some people, you get the next month free. So
That's true for a lot of stuff here.
yeah.
When it comes,
Yeah, so you do PR marketing and then you get money for that. So
yeah,
that's great. So I have had like 3-4 months of
especially
Simyo
for
free.
Uber Eats, you get
Yeah.
10 euros, 20 euros off.
Uber Eats is different, but SIM card you
Yeah.
can. If you have no other option of a physical SIM, you can take Simyo if you are completely dependent
Yeah.
on.
So,
Also like
yeah, okay.
so recommend
Come closer.
Bro, just let people.
I thought you had some
नहीं,
new.
मैं उधर
Oh, okay, go.
echo का problem.
All right, go on.
So just to draw a comparison with India, in India I used to about 25 30 GB of data in a month. Over here it has gone down to 2.5 3 GB simply because it is very very expensive. So when you're buying your mobile plan, just try to make sure that you're getting enough mobile data, because sometimes when you're traveling, you might need mobile data in case you're not having public Wi-Fi. So there's that. But here most places have Wi-Fi. Railway stations, airport, trains, buses. So yeah, data is not a big issue. But yeah, just consider the plan that you're buying wisely.
Also, purchase most of your subscriptions in India.
Yeah, it's
It's
much
much
cheaper.
cheaper.
Either purchase your subscriptions in India or VPN it. That's how I do it.
Yeah, buy a VPN here, purchase subscriptions in India. That's
Yeah.
the cheapest.
But to be honest, inevitably it's gonna get cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotten stricter with the
No,
rules.
Yeah.
I pay for Surfshark.
Yeah,
It
same.
doesn't get cut.
See, the guys are getting compensated
somewhere
somewhere or
or
the
the
other.
Move on, move on, move on.
Move on, please. We have been talking about mobile plans for too long. Okay, groceries. So on average, I would say it's about 25 to 30 euros per week.
Week.
Per week. So it comes to about 120 euros per month.
That's starving.
No,
Yes.
that's enough for me.
Stop
That's
kidding you
enough.
guys.
No, that's enough for me with getting chicken and paneer and
Uh,
even shrimp. So
okay.
yeah. So next,
Point B and C can be combined, and the total should come around 150 to 200 max.
yeah,
So
Hmm.
yeah.
clothes. Again,
It's covered.
It's covered.
Yeah.
Give me enough
Food at
information.
restaurants, medicine.
medicine I did.
Get
Yes.
your D vitamins though. D
Yeah.
vitamins.
Oh, yeah.
So I would suggest
Wait.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would suggest testing for vitamin D before coming here, because what happened for me is I got a lot of the vitamin D tablets and I came here and I religiously took them. And then around Decemberish, I was feeling really sick. I went to the GP and apparently my vitamin D was too much. So now I have a lot of vitamin D tablets lying around. So get tested before you come here for all those. And then
One vitamin D tablet a month is enough.
No. That is again.
That depends on the unitage.
it would be preferable if you get tested and then you come here. And
Yeah. Don't overdose on vitamin D in a sunless country.
Yeah.
because it will take you around 2 to 3 months for it to wear off. The same time it takes to get off.
So yeah, a full body checkup is always recommended before
Mhm.
coming here, and also because it's definitely much more cheaper in India than in here.
Okay, and then next, utilities like printouts, materials for models, all available at your faculties. Printouts are a cent a printout, black and white.
and 10 cents for color.
Yeah, so it's quite subsidized. It's not an issue. Those are linked to your campus cards, which you'll also get when you come to college. Okay, it's quite straightforward.
I think I can add on for models because
Yes.
I'm studying architecture. So I know that for every quarter, it could be, even if you're sharing with groups, it could come up to somewhere around 50 to 60 euros. Some studios have subsidy for model making, but you could budget it as around like 50 to 60 euros per quarter is what I would say.
It also depends on your track.
Yeah, it also depends on track. I'm speaking for the architecture track.
Okay, questions and
Uh,
the visa interview.
Stationery and textbooks.
Stationery.
Bring from India.
Yeah, bring from. No, you don't get good pens here. So that's one thing is people say get pens from India.
You
But
only get
others you
ball
can find
pens over
here.
here.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
And textbooks, the TU Delft library gives you access to almost every single textbook you're going to need. So don't worry about that. And by that, I mean a soft copy, not a hard copy. If you really are hard copy puglu, then just buy one or something. Questions asked within the visa interview, nothing.
Just a point for the stationaries as well. You get stationaries for free from all the companies, or if you're in, you just go to EMCS and you say, I want a couple of notebooks, they will give it to you.
Wait,
If
really?
you are a member or not.
Oh, I
Yeah,
need
I
to
don't know
go.
if people know this. You just need to enter the tallest building on campus, which is very evident, and just go there and ask that I need notebooks, and they will give it to you. And regarding pens, I think if you're comfortable with a certain kind of pen, like for me, it was a Mazer Gel. I just got like 5 refills and I'm still using it. So,
Yeah,
well,
I got like 4 dabbas of Sinosoptic.
yeah,
Still,
perfect. So
still running.
that's your comfort. But if
Same,
you're
same,
okay
but-
with any kind of pens, you just get it for free at any career
Yeah.
fair. Or if you
Yeah.
come at IP, they'll just give you pens as well. So
Yeah.
don't worry too much
Okay,
about
let's
this.
move on to the next question.
Yeah, visa interview, they will ask you, hello, good morning, are you okay? What are you studying? And that's it.
They asked me why do you want to study aerospace? I was like, it is the best college for aerospace.
Yeah, as long as you don't say something too unhinged,
Yeah.
it's okay. Okay, so that's fine. Then moving on,
You will-
TUDL share MVV visa application.
Sorry, what is?
Okay, we'll skip.
I'm not,
we'll skip
yeah. Can you book health insurance when we will arrive there? No, you cannot.
You need to have it before coming.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. While booking the flight, we can also get travel insurance, right? Yeah, so you can get that, but it's better not to because you're.
It's not too. It was $500 for me, so I didn't mind.
Yeah.
45 anyways. My aunt as well pay another 500 for the flight booking at least.
Yeah, I mean you can, but then many of the student insurances have travel insurance
Yes,
baked in.
but then you have to go to the insurance company and then get it. This is through
No, it's with your
airline
health
itself.
insurance.
No, it's in
Yeah,
in
for
the
example,
health insurance. I know that.
And when you book, they automatically suggest that.
Yes, exactly. It's
Yeah.
easier to get a refund from them in case of any issues rather than having to go through a third
Okay,
party.
fair. Yeah, fair enough.
So it's again up to you. International travel is not a hassle nowadays. So if you want to buy it, not
Yeah.
just for the sake of your own mental peace.
How many days and how is the process of registering at the municipality? As we said before, the requirement says 5 to 7 days, but send an email, tell them, for example, I did not get my BSN in time, so I sent an email saying I will only get it by this date. Is it fine if I come after that? They said, okay, thank you for reaching out to us. We'll keep this mail as a reference for you to come later. So they're like, yeah, not an issue. So send an email. That's the most important thing. Notify them and find out what they want. Next.
Are there any airlines we should absolutely avoid for our travel to the nothing as such?
I have one friend who faced an issue with Scandinavian Airlines where they broke her luggage and she still couldn't get the refund. But that's, I think,
It's
one
very rare.
Those are isolated incidents.
any other airlines as well. So I think you can just go by reviews and book whichever is cheaper.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can find a Turkish Airlines flight with travel
Also,
issues.
also, just one thing about travel. Most people focus on money. Do not just focus on money, also focus on
Travel
the
time.
travel time.
Yeah.
It should be a trade-off. Don't take like a 4-stop flight and then, just to save money because you will be very, very tired when you get
You
there.
guys are really underestimating the 16-hour flight.
Yeah.
It's actually very taxing.
And the other issue with like what Manan mentioned, if you take a flight with a lot of stopovers, in case your baggage tends to get lost, that is an additional issue that you will have to deal with when you come back to like when you reach the Netherlands with all the things that you're setting up newly and everything. You don't want that to happen. So either go with maybe a one-stop flight, or if it is possible, go with a direct flight, which would be the best option.
Why I don't know why somebody would ask their thoughts on Lego to start, but just in general, it is the best housing in the world.
He's going to get beaten up later.
Okay, next question. Till when can we receive the residence study visa and how is that process?
Residence permit.
Okay.
So
Let's just clarify this right now. There's two things. There's a MVV, which is your visa to enter Netherlands, and then your residence permit, which is your permit to stay in the Netherlands. You need the visa to enter the country. You need the permit to stay in the country. Okay, so don't get them both confused. Your MVV will come on your passport. That is what you show when you're flying in. your residence permit. There are set dates, three of them in August, September, October. Three set dates on each of them when you have to go to Utrecht, get it, and come back. Okay, fine. That we are not going to address that again.
Thing is, when I was in my first year, we were no.
Louder.
Oh, so while we were coming here, we always got confused with the terms BSN, RP, and whatnot. So think of RP as your Aadhaar card, and think of BSN as your social security card number.
Aadhaar number.
Yeah. So BSN is what they use to identify you wherever you go, and it's linked to all your bank accounts and etc. And RP is like your card that you use to show that you're eligible to stay here. So don't get really confused with it.
Yeah.
Next, assuming I pay the fee a bit late, a few days before 1st July deadline, will my visa process? It should be done, but please do try to pay as soon as possible because 1st July will be cutting it a bit close because I believe the visa to start the visa process it takes about 10 days. Then you need to upload your details or something, and then you need to book an appointment for that.
See, the way it works is you finish, assume that you're paying on July 1st. We'll give you the worst case. What's going to happen if you apply on July 1st? First, it'll take 3 days for them to verify that you've got the money. After that, it'll take another 5-6 days for them to proceed to the visa point. Once you submit your application and try to book a slot, it's highly unlikely you're going to get a slot within the next 2-3 days, depending on where you are. Okay, so add another like 1 week there. So by this time, you're already at like 15th. On top of that, another 2 weeks to get your visa, you're not making it. So as a hard deadline, if you're not paying your fees by 15th of June, then you're in a lot of hot soup.
Okay.
Just one thing about the visa. I'm pretty sure this must have been mentioned in the presentation somewhere, but just a repetition. The passport photo format is different, and you just try to get it like 1 or 2 days before you go to the visa appointment. Because I was there at the Delhi embassy, and along with me there were like 7, 8 other students. Out of those 7, 8 students, 5 of them were like, "Arey, idhar ka passport photo chal jayega," and all that, and then they had to run, and because the embassy was working for only half day on that day, their appointment got missed. Yeah. So that passport photo thing, it's a bit of an issue, but just get it done.
Yeah, be mindful of all these documents are there on the website, so they can refer to that.
Okay. Next is what thoughts should we have while arranging travel? I'll address the 11th and 12th together. Uh, Try to minimize travel time because you will be tired. And for stopover destination, we can't say which ones would need. I can tell you which ones don't need them. Within Europe, you don't need
EU.
Within Schengen, you don't need it, and you don't need it in the Middle East. At least Abu Dhabi and Kuwait, you don't need it.
Abu Dhabi is goated.
Yeah, if you okay. Next question is, what if one of the stopovers is a Schengen country? Does regular MVV suffice, or do we have to mean? No, it's enough for you. You can use your MVV visa.
Is to
Yeah.
to add on to that, so the MVV visa you get is multiple entries. So make sure that your end destination is Amsterdam. So you can enter from anywhere. Within the Schengen countries,
You're not able to hear
countries,
anything.
and then you can land in Amsterdam. That's not an issue because the immigration will be done at the point of entry.
Must carry food. Again, depends on you what you like.
And we've covered it. Right?
Yeah, we've already covered that. Can you suggest some must to carry? No, it again depends on you personally. You bring what you want, bring what you can.
From a completely price perspective, electronics in India is cheaper.
No, it is.
No, I got cheaper laptops here.
Yeah.
But no, it is generally true.
Generally,
In general, it's cheaper in India.
electronics is cheaper in India. So
I would say try not to overdose on home clothes. They're actually quite a waste of time because it's so cold here.
Also get one kurta for the year.
Yeah, just carry one pair of traditional clothes
And 2 pairs of traditional clothes and one formal wear because you might have a presentation, meeting with a company or like career fairs and like LinkedIn photo shoots and
LinkedIn
stuff like this.
photo
So just
shoots
make
and
sure to
stuff
have
like this.
like
So
a
make sure to have like a formal wear as well.
Just one last thing. A few days back, I think I had also shared a list of clothing that you can get from India. I'll try to share it again by tonight so you can go through it. Although it's mainly for girls, but the guys can also refer to it.
Yeah. Okay. Could somebody just say what was the last point that you guys heard? We can cover from there.
I think we can start from 17.
Okay, I will just continue from
Everything has
17.
been
A health insurance wise, everything we have already told you. Costs, again, you will have to go to the respective websites and check them out. We only have data from 2 years ago, which was still the same price for us last year. So we will try our best to get some prices to you, but we can't promise them.
But they can check on the
Yeah,
website.
but go and check them out on your own.
Yeah.
What are restrictions in terms of content, quantity? I have never seen anybody face an issue with bringing a lot of items. This is not the US that they restrict spices and pickles.
Yes, just to
Yes,
add to that,
just to add to
since
that,
I've also had
since I've
packaged from
also
India,
had
make
packaged
sure
from India,
you
make
don't
sure
Guys, there are
you
two
don't
mics on
send
in the
in
room.
product
There are two mics
because
on, so
There's two
please
mics are
switch
on.
off one of your mics. Yes. Thank you. Please continue.
yeah, make sure that you don't have products that is based out of oil. So that could actually flag in the customs, and it could also be a point which can be adding to your fines, the custom fines. So that is one thing. And we would always recommend you to bring products like pickles and masalas and homemade stuff with you while you're traveling, because these are also things which contain a lot of chilies, and that is one of the things that is flagged worldwide. So you don't want to risk that. So just make sure to carry all of these things with you while you're coming.
One small point. So when I came here, I came by Kuwait Airways, and they had this policy that one person is allowed 46 kgs, two suitcases, 23 kgs per suitcase. And they were very strict about it in the sense that I could not carry like 25 kgs in one suitcase and the rest of it in another. So just read your airline policy based about that, because that can be a small issue. But yeah, other than that, yeah.
But on the other hand, just adding to the previous point, try and check in early into your flight counters. That could be an advantage. I'll just give a personal anecdote why, because I checked in early into the KLM counter and I was allowed at least 6 to 7 kgs extra. I was carrying it, but I also made it a point that if they don't allow, I can always send it back. But in the same flight, I had friends who were also traveling in the same plane and came an hour later, and they were quite strict about it and they weren't ready to let it go without getting a fine. So if possible, try and check in early. Even before the flight counters open, you can reach there. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Another thing that I'd like to bring to your attention is there are certain airlines. For example, this happened to me on Air India, where at the check-in counter, they will let you toss your bags in, and they'll let you in with your cabin bags, even if they're a little bit heavier. But then they will check you again at the gate. This is a very predatory practice. This has happened with me, and they threatened to ground me. I told them nothing doing. You wanted to charge me, you could charge me back there. You are not allowed to do these kind of predatory things over here. It is your fault, and make a stance over there. Make a stance and say, whatever happens, I am going on this flight if this happens with you, but it's a very slight chance that it might happen. If it does, do not fold to them.
Be confident, but not rude. Be
Yeah.
polite and confident. That's the key.
Yeah. Don't rely on anything like, yeah, these airlines sometimes check, sometimes don't. Do not take the chance unless you want to pay a lot of extra money or go through the hassle of having to fight with a manager or something.
I have a
Yes,
small
Vishwa.
point to add here. Yeah, yeah. I have a small point to add here. I have traveled multiple times to the Netherlands, and when you're getting any type of food items, don't make it excess. So if you're getting garam masala packet, for example, don't get 7, 8 packets. If they ask you to open your bag at the customs, do not hesitate. They are very friendly usually. They'll just check, they'll ask what is your intention, show your student admit confirmation, and that's it. So, in case they check, do not freak out. Showcase it to them and just prove to them that you're a student and you're just going to use it for your personal use. That's it. So, I did have a few instances where when you get huge luggages of 48 kgs, etc., where they do flag at the customs. Do not panic. It is normal. Yeah. Continue. Others.
Uh, okay, I'll. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had one point about the just stick to the rules. If your the first thing they will check is your check-in baggage. So make sure that is not overweight. For me, they did ask me, so it's a personal thing again, but yeah, having it's a combination of every point. I think after you said it, I just realized. So just make sure that your check-in baggages first are not overweight. So I think that's your priority, and then the rest.
Yeah, and make it very clear at the counter itself, because when you're at the counter, ask your parents to wait outside. If you have additional weight and the company is being stingy, then take it out, give it back. That's why you should arrive 3 hours, 4 hours early, in case things like this happen. Okay, so that's what my brother also flies regularly. I also did same thing. We made sure someone was on the outside so that we could leave things. So to recover 14 to 11 to 14, so that we can quickly breeze through. Uh, Thoughts on arranging travel plans to the Netherlands? See, try not to book multiple layover flights, because that can cause you to lose baggage, or like it might arrive at a different time as you. Alternatively, check which countries are fine with your MVV or not, or need a transit visa. If you are coming to a Schengen country, there are list of Schengen countries. You can find this online. Don't worry. If you're landing in one of them, your MVV will work. If it is a non-Schengen country, check whether your airlines and your citizenship is aligned with their transit rules.
Yeah. For Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Kuwait, there'll be no need for a transit visa. So you can just stay in the airport and there'll be no issues. It'll be a short re-security for you. That's it. We can't
Yes.
say about where they might need, so that is up to you to
Ye-
research if your transit destination needs a transit visa.
Look it up, do your due diligence, otherwise you're going to be in trouble later. Okay, we can only advise you to do that. Is an MVP multiple? Yeah, it's a multiple entry thing. Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. Uh, if my check-in bag dimensions mention limit. Yeah, this is something that
Depends on the
yeah, depends on the airlines, honestly, and your will to bargain with them at the counter. For what medicines do we need prescriptions? So general, you want to talk
Yeah,
about this?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the prescription is needed mostly for any medicines that you carry in excess, because of course you don't want them to be suspicious of what you're carrying. Antibiotics need prescriptions. Paracetamols usually don't need prescriptions, but we would always advise, if you're making a medical kit, have a prescription of everything, because even if they use the ESA lock and open the suitcase, they will always find the prescription to prove that you have carried it for a specific reason and what it would uh, help with, be used for.
Then recommendations for Forex.
Exchange. Yeah, I'm going to put a example message of what kind of medicines you should expect to take in the chat, because this is what my mother, who is a doctor, has recommended. So you can feel free to add or subtract from this.
Then recommendations for Forex card. Sorry, we cannot recommend any particular company. You have to do that research for yourself. But most cards work all over Netherlands and all over Europe. I do not know of anybody who uses a Thomas Cook Forex card. So I will refrain from commenting about it.
Just
Yeah.
There are most of the banks that you have already have a forex You can always have a chat with them. SBI, HDFC, all of these guys have their own forex card, so you can definitely have a chat with them and see if it works in. And always be specific about the country you're traveling to, because when you say Europe, it can be generalized. So be very clear to them and ask them about where all it applies. And I think last year even there were some students who got Neo card, and yeah, which did not work very well. So you please do your own research
Is it
regarding this.
recommended to bring currency in hand? Yes, you will need some cash to use in the first couple of weeks till you get your account, because some places might not accept cards. That does happen. It's very rare, but yeah, better to keep at least 200 or 300 euros in hand, and then you can deposit back into your account. After arriving in the Netherlands, if you read, oh sorry, what exactly are the documents required for visa? Yeah,
So firstly, you're going to get a proper email with everything in it about what you need to take. Don't worry about that. If there is any doubt, and this is going to address all your questions regarding visa documents from now on, if you're in doubt, carry it and carry a copy. Okay? We cannot address every single should I carry this, should I carry that, because honestly, even we didn't carry all of those. But when in doubt, carry that and a copy. Okay? Because it's safer to be there with 2 grams of extra weight than not have that document. All right. So let that apply to all questions regarding documentation in every regard, not just for visa.
okay. After arriving in the Netherlands, if we reach Delft late at night around 10:30, will RA provide us with keys? Okay, so this is a very individual dependent thing. If you talk to your RA and your RA is comfortable doing that, then yes, you can arrive late at night and get it. That's what my RA did for me. He actually came to receive me at the bus stop. But again, I would recommend that once you receive a mail from your respective RAs, mail them back or talk to them on WhatsApp and figure something out. Uh, and figure it out amongst your peers.
And just to add to that, it is not under the scope of work of RAs to actually pick you up in the night. So please be very polite while asking them about this. It is not expected of them to come and do this at night. So you can always email them. Everything in Netherlands generally works on email. You can email Duo, you can email your RAs. So everyone is quite responsive over email that way.
Okay, moving on to the next one. Will there be faculty specific webinars? No, there will be no faculty specific webinars from ISA side. We have facilitated you with WhatsApp groups which have put you in contact with seniors, and that is the extent of our scope as students. However, each faculty, once you arrive here, has its own kickoff day. Be sure to attend that as well, and they will send you an email. For example, last year for aerospace, it was on the 29th. Yeah, 29th of August. Oh, okay, 29th. So each of the departments has their own kickoff date. They will send you an email for that. Be sure to attend that. Do not skip that. Majority of health insurance cover a lot of options as cost price. Yeah, so they're usually for international ones don't exist deductibles. So like deductibles are like, yeah, you pay the first this much amount and then we'll pay the rest. For most cases, that's not the case. But in extraordinary circumstances, yeah, we can only tell you what the common this thing is. And yeah, that definitely is there. If you're under the influence of anything when you're injured, you will not be covered for anything. So be careful. Yeah.
Okay. Again, for feedback on Corvisi Start, please reach out on WhatsApp and ask if some senior there can help you with this, because we cannot address every single housing here. Then, is it advisable to use luggage with TSA approved locks? Again, up to you. Nobody really cares, and most of the stuff,
US thing
yeah,
usually.
most of the luggage today that you get in India does come with it as standard. And if you're using some old Attaichi or something, it's fine. Nobody's gonna blame you for it. What are the types of health and full insurances? Ashrit can take this.
Yeah.
Okay, it has been addressed. For a laptop, would we need one of the high compute powers to run? So it really depends on your course. Wait, this is me. So I used to have a 11th gen i5 with a MX 250, and that allowed me to run not just Ansys but Abacus and all the other apps that aerospace uses very smoothly. So anything above that at this point will work. Macs, I can't say for engineering if all the softwares work on them. There is a website of TU Delft where it states what all no softwares you can download officially licensed from them, and there it clearly states whether it is supported on Windows, Mac, and Linux. So do check that page out. Anything you want to add, Ashrit?
Yes, if your brick is older than 2020, maybe look into investing in a new one if you have not taken good care of it. Anything after 2020 is more than enough. You don't need to get a new laptop. It will run a bit slower, sure. Just find a friend who runs it faster on their laptop. Easy.
Next up, what is normal time taken? So, say if you arrive at a bad time when a lot of international flights are arriving, you are going to take at least half an hour in the immigration line. 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour at the worst, 1 hour at the worst. And baggage, it also takes a long time because they combine 2 or 3 flights on the same baggage belt. So it also happened with me that some of the staff there, they offloaded a lot of luggage from the bag from the belt and put it on the ground. And I was standing there for an hour waiting for my baggage to come, panicking like hell. I all I had to do was walk to the other side of the belt and I would have seen my luggage. So if you think that your luggage is taking an unreasonable amount of time, just walk around.
Alternatively, a very good thing you can do while waiting for your baggage is look around and you will find at least one TUDEL student on the aircraft. Just go over for a chat and say, hi, hello, I'm so and so. It's a good place to network instead of getting scared that your baggage isn't coming. It distracts you.
And I'm pretty sure like you guys would have already formed your flight group, some of you people who are traveling. Just make sure you guys are all sticking in a group because it's a new place. Whether you have international travel experience or not, it is always intimidating when you first land. So just stick to your group, and it's a wonderful. You'll start making wonderful friends. Like I have friends like who've become closer from the flight that I've traveled. So
Also, if you guys stick together, it'll be easier for us to find you.
Yeah.
yes, true.
You are arriving on one of the pickup days. Okay, next is what is the orientation schedule before classes? Every department has its own commencement day, and IP has its app. You'll get the timetable there for it. Other than that, yeah, you'll get a mail for everything. Do we have to register separately for orientation week? Okay, so this €100 fee is only for bachelors. It's called OVE, and it's completely up to you guys if you want to do it. Again, I would recommend it if you want to get into the culture.
OVE is not part of the master's IP.
So I know. I mean, yeah, for the bachelor students, if you want to do this,
it happens at the same time. They shouldn't be registered.
I know. If you're a master student, do not register for OVE. You have IP for free. If you're a bachelor student, it is up to you if you want to join OVE or not. Yeah. So, warm clothing buying. Yeah, it's already covered. What is process for opening bank account? Anybody wants to take?
Yeah.
Take this one. Okay, so process of opening a bank account is very straightforward. For ABN AMRO, just go to the site, fill out the stuff, fill out the details, and it usually activates within a while. They will send you your card and your activation for that separately with a small gap of a few days for security purposes. Yeah, for security so that it doesn't like get into the wrong hands. Alternatively, if you want to really, really speed things up, open a Revolut account. Revolut's IBANs are based in Netherlands, so everything that you need to do will work in the Netherlands. A Revolut account is probably the quickest cheat to getting your money as fast as you can without a BSN, because Revolut lets you it basically lets you enter the BSN number afterwards as well. Yeah, maybe ABN AMRO might
do large transactions.
yeah.
Just another thing to add for the bank account thing. You arrive and you guys get into this process of opening bank accounts, you'll also realize that there is a security measure that you need to do. If you're using a device with NFC, it isn't an issue to verify yourself. But if your device does not have an NFC feature, you will have to wait for a device called as an e-identifier.
Some of the people on campus do have it.
Yeah. So make sure you can work with that. Like maybe it's also a good time to invest on a phone with an NFC feature as well, because it can be used for a lot of features like payments and tickets. Yeah, it really works well.
Mentioned NFC because for verification, the RP is NFC enabled. So you just put your phone on top of the RP and it verifies automatically.
Do you want to mention DJID now or later?
No.
No, that's later.
Yeah, legit.
Then you process. Let Ayushi take the next one.
So talking about TUT's Dutch language, I assume you're talking about the online course they're offering. It is quite good in my opinion because it really helped me before moving here. And I think it lasts for 1 or 2 months and it's a self-paced course, so you can do it on your own. Usually how it works, like every week they will release a new video lecture and you just go through the video lecture and they have self-paced assignments. You just complete the assignments. You won't be getting a certificate or anything. It is just for you to get used to Dutch before moving here. And one more thing that I will personally recommend is also take up Duolingo. A lot of people are of negative opinion for Duolingo, but it really helped me because it actually teaches you small words, which will be very, very useful when you come here because everything is in Dutch.
Yeah.
And especially when you navigate supermarkets and you don't know how to work around with Wi-Fi and if for some reason or Wi-Fi or network is down. So that's what I'll recommend.
Okay, this was for the online course. In case it's for the offline course, it is pretty intensive. You need to put in about 10 hours a week, and it can get a bit tough if you have a very crowded semester, crowded quarter. Like for aerospace, Q3 is the most packed quarter, and I was, I don't know, stupid enough or very brilliant to take it during that quarter, but I did finish it, and the validation that you get when you finish it is very, very nice. You wanted to say, yeah.
Okay, so when so because you've written intensive in the bracket, it's very difficult because if you go to the TU Dutch language thing website, so they have intensive and non-intensive. Intensive is 40 hours per week.
Yeah, that is only during summer.
Only during summer,
Yeah.
And then you have 10 hours per week, which Dheeraj talked about, which is
During
something that you can take in any quarter. Again, it is something that I would not recommend anyone to take up in the first 2 quarters because in the first quarter you'll be adjusting. Second quarter you'll be adjusting to the Dutch winter. That's a separate challenge. And yeah, depending on your course, you can take it either in your third quarter or fourth quarter, whatever's like less interesting.
Or if you're really daring, go for it Q1.
Yeah.
There's a fine line between bravery and stupidity. Don't cross it.
Everyone's
Yeah, we'll move.
Yeah.
Wait.
Should the MVB form be filled by hand or digitally? I filled it by hand digitally, so that solves all your problems.
Yeah, you can
Use an iPad or a Remarkable or something.
you're using
Yeah, on an iPad. So it doesn't matter as long as it's legible. Okay, that is important. Yeah.
You're talking to me.
So the DTDC procedure is quite straightforward. So once I arrived here, my parents went to the DTDC counter and they kind of negotiated what all stuff do they want to send. So I think for me, it costed around 15,000 rupees somewhere around for 18 kilos. And once you're done with that, it's quite straightforward. It'll take around a week max to arrive. One important thing is when you're using DTDC is to make sure if you have to pay customs or not. Because what happened with me was like they didn't really mention customs. So we were like, oh yes, 15,000 for 15 kilos. What a steal deal. And the moment it arrived, the delivery person was like, hey, you need to pay 30 euros. So yes, all in all, I paid 18,000 rupees. And yes, so make sure. And one more important thing is you cannot send dairy products by courier. So like my mother sent ghee and which wasn't really allowed. So my parcel got stuck for 1 week. So it was quite a hassle. So please make sure that you clarify what products are allowed, what aren't, and the customs. But apart from that, it's a very straightforward process.
Okay, I will add about India Post. So India Post has really cheap rates, but remember that you will have to pay tax VAT when you get here. In my case, what happened was, in general, actually, the VAT depends on the items that are in this, and you will have to fill a form that India Post gives you about what is in there. What happened with me was I paid 9,000 for about 12 kgs. But here I had to pay 170 euros extra of tax because it had a blender inside. And India Post is a bit slower. It takes 2 to 3 weeks to arrive. I would suggest going with some private company if price is not an issue. You want to?
So
Just to add on to that,
I
I've had a pleasant experience with India Post so far. I've got parcels twice, but one of the things you need to remember is when you're couriering things like clothes or books, which I did. I had a lot of books that I couriered myself from India because I needed some reference books. Make sure to use the term used, like, because when you're filling up the form, if you just put it as books or clothes, it can come out as you're trying to bring in new clothes from another country. So you make sure with any of these couriers, India Post or DTDC or DHL, any of it, always add the word used next to your thing, just so that the suspicion can be avoided in terms of custom taxes. So I've couriered myself around 50 kgs for around 15,000 rupees, and with that I had to pay around 30 euros as my customs fee so far. So it's a very open-ended thing. There is no way to determine what your custom costs are because it depends on what kind of products are inside. And another thing with India Post is when something, I'm being very specific to India Post because that's the experience I've had. When it arrives to Netherlands and it gets stopped over at the customs, you will get a mail on your Post NL because India Post is a government service. It gets transferred to Netherlands postal service. So when it gets transferred, you get a mail saying it has you need to pay the customs fee. Either it can happen through a physical mail which arrives to your letterbox, or the second option is when you check for the track and trace on Post NL, which is the Netherlands National Courier, you will be able to see that you need to pay the customs duty, which can be paid online. So don't panic if you feel like India Post says it's reached Netherlands, but it's not come to your place. So it's most likely stuck at customs. So that's one of the things we wanted to keep you updated of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can talk. You can talk.
So MDR has your basic electric hot plate and induction. So you need to bring induction friendly utensils. And is microwave available? No. Microwave as such isn't available, but it depends. Like if you are lucky and if your previous tenants left you microwave, then you have. But if not, no. But usually what happens is when you arrive, a lot of people are also moving out. So usually they post on the group if someone is selling microwave or if someone is giving away microwave. But as such, it's not available.
But you have an oven, right?
No.
That's also something.
So we have microwave ovens, but all of them was left by the previous tenants.
Have fingers.
Yes, you do have one small freezer for 5 people.
Yeah, I live in a two
Yes.
flat. It's not.
Okay, Ashwin can take the
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
so
number 40,
number
guys,
40,
sorry
guys,
to
sorry to
disappoint you, but we are not chartered accountants. We're literally like some of the most financially uneducated engineering students you can find. So, sorry, architects as well. Design as well, sorry. Okay, but point is, whenever you're taking cards like this, if someone has taken them before, just ask it in the group. They can probably tell you, but it's too specific for us to have information on this. So we kindly ask you to refrain from like asking something so specific.
Yeah, okay.
I'll take up the 41, which is regarding OV chip card. So when you come, you can actually use your own credit card or Forex card or debit card for transportation. Do not invest in an anonymous OV chip card. You have to pay 8 euros to get the card, and then you can use it as any travel card. But the thing is, you can't add any subscriptions on the anonymous one. You can only add subscriptions on your personal OV chip card, which is yellow in color, and it'll look like
Should
don't dox
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you know how I look. It looks like this, a yellow one. But the thing is, you can only get this after getting your address. So for the initial few days, use your Forex card or bank cards, but do not buy the anonymous OV chip card because you need to pay 8 euros for this. And it's worth it to buy the personalized one because you can add any subscriptions for tram or trains on those. You can't do that for an anonymous one.
Okay. For bachelor's, is MacBook okay? Depends on your faculty. Maybe for architecture it might work, but in general for engineering, I can't.
Architecture design guys usually can get away with MacBooks. It's a bit more creative and whatnot. Yeah, I agree. But then if you want brute force and accessibility to multiple open software and proprietary software, Windows. Otherwise, you're going to have to run a virtual environment, which is just an extra headache for you.
Next one is also yours.
Oh, next one is also okay.
Nightlife.
Oh, you okay? So, nightlife. Yeah, there is nightlife. There is a lot of nightlife. There is only nightlife. No, because okay, so Delft is not like what you expect from the videos of Amsterdam that it's going to be a party every weekend or something. No, it's a quaint town, and we request you to keep it quaint. Do not make a lot of noise or anything. However, there are small pubs, bars, and house parties. Yeah, house parties also in different parts of the city. However, if you want to see like the proper nightlife and like parties and clubs and whatnot, if you really are of that sort, yeah, go to Amsterdam or something.
It's just 1 hour by train.
Yeah, it's just 1 hour, but it's going to cost you like minimum 12 euros to go to Amsterdam and then 12 to come back, unless you have a pass, which is going to make it even cheaper. So yeah.
Oh,
We missed.
yeah.
Yeah. Tips for carrying guitars electric with bolts on neck. See, the best advice is don't. If you love your guitar and want it to stay in one piece, do not take the risk. Do not bring it. Just get a cheap one over here or something. Because if not, you're going to have to invest a lot of money, a lot of energy, and a lot of care into getting that there from here safely. So save yourself the hassle. Don't be that guy and just get one here and be happy with it for 2 years. Then sell it off.
Okay. Recommendations for travel insurance. It's up to you. You have to research. We can't share every.
Most of the insurances that you take for Netherlands also include the travel insurance. So if you're starting the insurance from the day of travel, make sure that the policy also says that it covers the travel insurance. That is what we would recommend, and not buy a separate travel coverage.
Forex cards we've already covered. I'll go to the IP one. IP is from 18 to 21st. So from 21st to the 30th of September, yeah, you will have your faculty kickoff dates, and the rest of the time you will have to spend getting your BSN, your RP,
bank account,
and just roaming about and getting in the sites of Delft and the Netherlands.
Bike.
And you'll also have to buy a bike.
Yeah, buy a bike. And if you're brave enough, or again, like me, stupid enough, you can arrive late and do all this parallelly to your studies also. But from personal experience, highly recommended you don't do that. Arrive early and get your shit done.
IP is not mandatory. People do skip it, but we would suggest that do not skip it. You will miss out on a lot of fun. You're saying something?
Do you want to highlight about the bike? How much to spend on a bike?
Yeah, I'll tell these guys about bikes.
You can get bikes for as cheap as 20, and you can get them for as expensive as 40 euros. Sorry, 400 euros. My bad. 400 euros. It depends on where you're buying it from and what kind of business that is. If it is an official formalized bike reselling business, you'll get a bill, you'll get it with the chassis number, and it will be registered with the Gemeente. If you do not care about all of that, then I'll sell you my bike for like 40 or something euros. So you can buy it from Marktplatz, you can buy it from old groups, you can sometimes even get them for free if they're like not in the best condition and repair them yourselves. It's not an issue. On average, you should expect to spend about 100 to 150 euros on a bike if you're getting it pre-owned bike itself. You should expect 100 to 150 euros if it is from a certified, well-established source. If it is from Marktplatz or like Facebook groups or something, then it can be a bit cheaper as well. But don't expect a bill of sale with that.
Any thoughts on the bike sale during IP?
Wait, before that, talk about the frame.
So,
it's really important that wherever you get your bike from, always mention, ask them to give you the frame number, or usually it'll be written on the bike sometimes. But why frame number is important is because it's like your unique identification number for the bike. So in case your bike gets lost anywhere, Even if you want to register a complaint with the police, they're not going to take you seriously unless you give them the phone number.
And another thing with the bike sale is that they tend to kind of always price it on the higher side during the IP, because that's the period that a lot of students are arriving to Netherlands. So one of the personal recommendations that, I mean, what I did was I waited out for 2 weeks, managed by walking around and like maybe even using the bus services here. And once the 2 week period is over, the prices slowly tend to drop down. So you can still get it for maybe like 120, 130 euros in some of these resale stores as well, just as a tip.
Alternatively, you can also check out Swap Feeds, which is a rental service. They take care of maintenance and everything, but it could get expensive. So you can check the website and understand which works better for you and then decide.
Yeah, so with services like Swap Feeds, it's similar to My Bike in India. Like some of the cities in India have this service. So you pay for a basic plan around 25 euros a month to rent it. And the only advantage with Swap Feeds is that you don't have to worry about any. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not 25. The basic is 15, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And thing is, if you do the calculation within like 8 to 9 months ish, you're going to get a break even with actually purchasing a bike. So if you're on exchange or only planning to stay for 6 months, then Swap Meets is the best thing to go for. But most of you are masters or bachelor students, so yeah, it doesn't make sense for you to do that in a long scale. But for 2-3 months until the price of the bikes reduce, you can do that. Yeah, let's move on.
One last thing. So in the IP bike sale, all the good bikes get sold within the first 45 minutes, 1 hour.
No.
So, yeah.
I was 10 minutes late and all the good bikes were gone.
Oh,
Okay, it's much worse.
Okay, so there is that. Apart from that, again, Swap Feeds is a good option for the first few months. But then again, there's also the Dutch brakes versus hand brakes. So some people are not comfortable with that. Dutch brakes are essentially pedaling reverse in order to bike to the hand brake system. So again, you can get used to the Dutch brake system, just takes a little time.
See, if you have the luxury to get used to something,
Yeah.
then okay. If you are rich enough to choose what you want, amazing. Let's move on.
Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
If size of clothes we buy there doesn't fit us in. Okay.
Guys, I think we're all muted.
Yeah.
Now we're
So usually if the clothes doesn't fit you, you can return it. They have the return system over here. I think within 30 days, if you return, you'll get back your money. Else you can just go and exchange it.
Yeah, but for that you need to preserve the packaging it came in, because that usually has the return shipping label already printed in it.
I think that's common knowledge. Like how you return or exchange in India, it's similar to that
But
too.
India, they come and pick it up, right? Here you
like
need to
that.
post, you need to mail it back to them. I threw out one of those packages and I still have the stuff with me. I don't use it. Duo gives Libara package. What about non-Duo? So IP will give you a SIM card, probably a Libara one. And if you can use it if you want. Otherwise, you can just go to some mobile store here in near the center of Delft. Yeah, and you can buy one of the other SIM cards. I booked my MVV appointment 21st of July. Is that too late? You should get your MVV visa within, I don't know, 2 weeks.
2 weeks is the nominal late.
Yeah, my appointment was the 11th of July, so mine came before the end of the month. You should get yours early August, but I won't fix a date for it. Just be careful.
Assume 2 weeks
And
and
to
move
buy
on.
the
I'm asking.
Okay, ठीक है. Then what about therapy counseling services? Anybody wants to take this?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Okay, so therapy counseling services are available.
the psychologist services in TU Delft is really good and they're super nice. So, and the thing is, they give you like 5 sessions, and after 5 sessions, if you still need help, they do suggest you do the therapist that is there. So if you guys have your insurance covering for that, usually the insurance don't cover, so that's why it feels expensive and it's in euros. So you can also go to your GP and get a recommendation on whether you need therapy or not.
So yes, this is a point that is very specific to every individual.
Yeah.
And 10 different people will give you 10 different opinions. So
But a very approach is over here. If you need therapy and you want to use university services, your first stop should be the academic counselor of your faculty.
Yeah.
The second stop should be
Just
the
talk if anything.
therapists in the education and student affairs department.
That's the psychologist.
And apart from that, if you do go to a therapist outside of the university, money wise, it's covered under insurance. I don't know what's the amount, but it is covered under insurance, at least in I2S. So yeah, monetarily also not a huge headache.
What do you want?
Also, Tudor does take mental health very seriously, and
Yeah.
this year
Yeah.
we have launched a lot of services and apps that you can directly access on campus. So please be sure to explore that. And I think in the IP itself, they will have a separate segment where they talk about these things. So they're very friendly and welcoming.
Also,
Next
if
one.
you have things specific to ADHD people as well.
Everybody talk on them. Yeah, you
So
continue.
if you have a certificate proving you are ADHD, you also get extra time in exams and everything as well. So mental health wise, TU Delft will support you and you'll be fine. So don't worry about that. Just make sure the therapy outside of TU Delft is paid by insurance or not. That's the only thing you need to worry about.
Next point.
Indian mobile charges will work here, but the only problem is that this a lot of sockets are recessed and can only like fit your charger if you have that converter. If you have a flat outlet, very well, but more often than not, you will be needing your converter. Can we open Revolut account with an Indian number? I don't think so. You will need to put in your Dutch SIM because it is still a European company. It's not available in India till now. Do we get RP first or BSN? BSN comes first and then you get your RP. Even date wise, that is how it works.
You need your BSN for your RP.
You actually do need it. Which mobile phone or Android you suggest us to? All modern phones work. Anything built after 2020 should work.
Anything with NFC.
Yeah, anything with NFC should work. So any iPhone after iPhone 10 works here,
Yeah.
I guess. And yeah, all modern Android ones work. Where can we find Dutch language online course? Just search UDelf Dutch online course, you will find it. How are the band studios at X? Do you want to take this? Have you ever been to band? No. Talk on this only.
No, not really, but I know that like because I have friends who use the musical studios at X, they are quite equipped with most of the things. And if you are a member of X, you can definitely look at the equipments, musical equipments, and of course they have a very good musical room, quite acoustically treated and everything. So it's quite good that way.
Nice sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, soundproofing.
Okay, for the next one, first of all, nice job. It's not an issue from duo side. Do check out with your roommates if they are comfortable with letting your girlfriend come and stay over for the first couple of days, because again, it is the starting and I don't know how it will work.
And even before something like this gets on to do, make sure your housemates are also aware of this, because this is a shared space that you would be using, right? So you should always let them know that somebody is staying over, because you don't want to get into a wrong foot right in the beginning of your academic course.
Then
Also, legally speaking, like for example, in my rental contract, it is explicitly written I cannot have guests stay with me.
No, it's the same rental thing that everybody shares, but even my roommate has his girlfriend over a couple of days in the month.
Just speaking legally.
Not her.
Legally it's not possible, but as long as this is off the record, as long as your housemates know about it, so I don't think it should be an issue. And because the walls here are quite thin, the sound kind of gets.
Yeah. Then last question here: do you suggest to buy an iPad? Personal opinion.
Yeah.
I in India during my bachelor's, I was a very strict thing with I will write on paper only. But when I came here, I found that since a lot of the teaching is done via PPTs, it is easier to handle that on a tab because you can copy graphs and stuff. This is for aerospace, in my experience. I've seen a lot of architecture people use
Yeah,
iPads as well
it's
for
much
creative.
helpful too.
Yeah.
But again, there are always majority of people who don't use it and get
Yeah.
away with it. So it's
Yeah.
not a mandate.
Yeah, it's not a mandate.
If you're
Yeah.
comfortable with it, that's good.
Yeah.
But you don't have to invest on one first specifically.
Like
This.
conversely, like he's aerospace, I'm also aerospace. I still
doesn't.
use paper. I am doing fine. I don't mind. So it's
Yeah.
up to your personal preference. But even I would say, yeah, it's a nice thing to
Stop
have.
sharing. Okay, we are at the end of the questionnaire. At this point, I will allow for you guys to unmute yourself and speak and ask your own questions.
Please ask them to
Yeah.
show their videos so we know
Yeah,
who
please do turn on your video because it'll be easier for us to look at you and answer it. Just a second. Yeah, now you can unmute yourself. Yep, we are open for questions. We'll address this question by Harris. Is there any confirmation of 15% fee hike for next year? Anybody wants to take this? Okay.
Well, I think Gagan is the only person who knows all the answers.
Yeah, the details are not completely clear even to us, but at least this year should not be an issue, as in 25, 26 shouldn't be an issue. Anything else, I believe TU Delft, it is better to wait for TU Delft to clarify rather than speculating on stuff. Yeah. Okay, so we are open for questions now, so please feel free to unmute and ask the question. Let us say you require some medication for chronic illness.
Okay, I'll take up this question.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, your Dutch insurance will cover it. I have the I2S master plan and I am diabetic, so I get my insulin here. So they don't ask I2S especially doesn't ask you any question. You just need to upload a photo of your bill, just fill out a form online, and then 2 days later the amounts transferred in my bank account. So I think you will need a prescription from the student GP here. So when you are here, just make sure you get your GP to put your name into the system. I think that will also be reimbursed by the insurance again. So basically, you just pay for the insurance and your medicines are free. So I think that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Sasha, go ahead with your question.
Oh, just a second. So
Okay,
just
okay.
one more thing to add. I think you've mentioned about dermat medicines. Just check if those medicines are available in the Netherlands, because then otherwise the GP will recommend you some other alternative. If it's dermat, I don't know if it suits your skin or something. So maybe another company or some sort of, it might be the same drug from a different company. So just ensure that it's available in the Netherlands.
Yeah, Sasha, sorry. Yeah, you can go ahead now.
Yeah, okay. So I had a few questions pertaining to the health insurance thing. One of my questions was, is dental usually covered in these insurances?
Dental usually is not covered in most of the plans. You might have to take an additional amount, so it might cost you like 10, 15 euros extra on your premium. But again, I think we've already shared an Excel sheet of the insurances. If not, we'll put it up again in the group. That usually has all the information. Additionally, if you still feel like there's a doubt, shoot them an email. They will literally tell you anything and everything over email. So most insurance providers do not include dental in their basic plan. So whatever you want to have done, do it in India and then come here.
We've also come to
to
the
the
realization
realization
that
that
the
the
insurance
insurance
plans
plans
that
that
we
we
have
have
put
put
on the
on the
group
group
are
are
older
older
plans,
plans,
which
which
are
are
cheaper
cheaper
by
by
about
about
10
10
euros.
euros.
Right
Right
now,
now,
the
the
cost
cost
has
has
increased a
increased a
little
little
bit.
bit. However, I think the coverage should not have changed that much, but still do due diligence and go through it once. Yeah. Do we really need dental insurance considering the cold weather? Well, I'm not sure what weather has to do with dental, but like I2S covers dental
75%.
only 75%.
कितने बार करवाओगे तुम
75% of your total bill, not 750 euros.
No, it was written.
check the website.
Please and send an email to your dental provider, sorry, to your insurance provider of choice about this. Okay, this is we cannot give you information directly from the website or anything. Just send them an email if you have this deep of a doubt. Thank you. What else? Anyone else?
11 to 15. No, she can check the.
Okay, so Sakshi, could you please go through the recording of 11 to 15? I think we covered it once again after we fixed our mic issues. So please do refer to that. If you still have a doubt, feel free to shoot a message to us on WhatsApp or something. We'll get back to you.
Uh, any other questions?
Hey, hi. Wanted to ask this question. So during the summer
We can't
internship,
hear you, sorry. Huh?
hello,
Okay, okay. Mic.
am I audible now?
Yeah, go ahead.
During the summer vacation, are we allowed to do both part-time and internship if we manage to, or is there any restriction as if you can only do one at a time?
Yes, your internship is going to require you to put in 39 hours of work a week to 40 hours. So, like, depending, it can be 39, 40. With that, it is highly improbable that you're going to be doing another job along with that. And I would not even recommend it. Most internships pay you well enough that you don't have to struggle for that. So don't go for that. One. Two, if you have a job already, if you have an internship or something already, that will require you to have a additional work permit, which is for a full, working week. Normally, the student permits that you get are for 16 hours a week, and they are only for student jobs. They're not for like jobs outside of TU Delft. So for jobs outside of TU Delft, which are usually the 40 hours per week ones, you have to get a separate work permit. So you can do both. You will need different permits for it, but that is highly discouraged. Do not do that. You're coming to TU Delft. You will not need to do that. Focus on your studies for now. Money ka, we'll see. Like, just make sure you get the most out of what you have right now, is what our seniors also told us. And honestly, it's pretty decent advice.
Okay, thanks.
I just have a point to add.
Mhm.
So if you want to do an internship and a part-time, which is for 16 hours, that should not be that much of a problem. I know people who have done that.
Yeah.
So I would say gauge how much you can, because internships would be 40 hours a week. So if it's 5 days, depends on your internship. But yeah, if you want to do part-time, I don't think you can do two full-time jobs at the same time.
I think you run out of hours.
Yeah, you run out of hours.
Like
That's the biggest
in
issue.
a
Plus,
day.
I mean, if you are someone who's extremely workaholic, 5 days a week you do internship, 8 hours for the weekend you can do a part-time. But again, gauge how much you
Yeah.
can. That's why I think Ashut recommended not to do it.
Yeah.
You kind of get exhausted very soon. So up
Yeah.
to you again.
Understood. Thanks for the input.
One last thing, in case you have any more, you can, please, first thing, we would be uploading these webinars to YouTube, and the first and the second ones are already there. Before you ask questions, we would definitely recommend you to watch those things. And if there is something that is not addressed there, you can always email to info@isa delft.nl. So we will also share this email again on the group, and we would for example, we've been receiving a lot of questions related to housing and uh, help needed in terms of finding housing. But sorry, guys, unfortunately, we are not able to help with respect to housing, because it's as difficult for us as it is for you. And everything here works with agencies, like, for example, either through private landlords or through duo. So there is not a lot of things that we can do as ISA in order to help find housing. The only closing remark. But apart from, we are also quite excited to have you guys come over to Netherlands, and we are looking forward to meeting you all during the introduction program period, where we'll also be having a small picnic or an event organized for you. So, okay, Ayushi wants to add on to this.
I just wanted to add one last note. So, guys, I know you.
Yeah.
So I know, guys, you are very stressed about how to come here and you have a lot of doubts, but I would like to put forward one small request. So before asking your questions on DMs, please try to ask it on the group. And if you see that your question is not getting answered on the group, only please then try to DM, because right now we are going through our exam period. And I personally know a few people who are getting a lot of DMs and they're kind of worried about it. So if you do want to get help from your seniors, please be a little mindful about it and try to ask the questions on the group first. That's all. Thank you.
Bye bye.